I was introduced as the father of the bride, and I'm not disputing that. I'm not saying there's a question about that. I really see myself more as the creator of the bride. So, no, I don't know. I don't want to embarrass Kylie on her wedding day, but I'd like to kind of paint a picture for you of how this creation process happened back in the summer of '95, the August time frame. It was a tip. I'm going to use a little insurance terminology because I spend time in the insurance business. So hopefully this picture kind of becomes clear for you. It was a typical day back in August of '95. I had just gotten done with a workout. I think I was on my 5th or 6th set of 100 Rocky style push-ups. And I'm walking to the kitchen to grab a muscle milk. And Michelle says to me, "Hey you, I'm gonna need some full coverage from you tonight." And I was a little taken back. It was pretty aggressive. I said, "What exactly do you mean by that?" And she says, "Well, I'm predicting there's gonna be a little collision between you and I in the bedroom, specifically in the area of the mattress. But," she says, "don't worry, you won't be liable for anything." And again, I'm trained to ask these follow-up questions. So I said, "Honey, I know liability is for third-party damages for bodily injury and property damage." I said, what happens if one of us gets injured in this collision you're talking about?" And she says, "Well, I've already thought about that. That's a great question." She said, "I've looked into it. We both have $10,000 in medical payments coverage." So I'm like, wow, she has really dug into this and worked hard on it. I said, that's fair. I said, what if one of us gets injured so bad we can't get to a phone, we can't get to the bathroom for assistance? She said, "Don't worry about it. You're gonna be fine." And she says, "As a matter of fact, we got towing coverage, so that can kick in." And she says, "And 9 months later, we're gonna leave this claim open because then we're gonna activate our labor coverage," which 9 months to the day, Kylie was created. And that's why I see myself more as the creator of the bride, not just the father of the bride. Now, I know I probably have some critics out there, mainly on the female side, that are saying Michelle had a little more work involved in the creation process. And that's fair. I just want to remind you, if you ask any nurses in the house here, that if you ask any nurse or doctor, they're going to tell you it comes down to coaching. And I just want you to know you're looking at a 2-time Coach of the Year in '91 with Tyler and '96 with Kylie right here. Okay, so with that, I'm gonna talk about Kylie, and then I'm gonna talk about Kyle quickly, tell some stories, and then I want to talk about them as a couple. Kylie, to me, obviously, I'm her dad. I created her, and but she's beautiful inside and out. But there's so many other ways I would describe Kylie. Number one, she's sweet. She was such a quotable kid when she was growing up. I remember 3 stories in particular. We were getting ready to go to a wedding, and I come down and Kylie's eating cereal in the kitchen, and I call her my Pookie Bear. So I come in there, I'm like, "How's my little Pookie Bear doing?" And she just looks at me and she goes, "I'm good, but I'm a little gassy." And I was like, "Okay, I'll sit on the other end of the counter here, that's fine." And a little while later, I was dressed, with a shirt and tie, and she says, Dad, there's probably gonna be a lot of bald people at this wedding." I was like, yeah, you're probably right. And she goes, that's okay. They're good people. So all you guys with hair out there, my bald brothers out there are in the good people club. So, and then the third one, she said, I remember one time I was taking her to a play practice, and she's, in the back seat. Luckily, she couldn't see my facial expression, but I'm just driving, and all of a sudden she's like, you know what I love about Christmas, Dad? And I'm like, what's that? She goes, everything's free. And I was just like, yeah, that Santa's a good guy, Son of a bitch sends me a bill every year, but he's a good guy. Yeah, Santa's a good guy. The second thing I would say about Kylie, she's not only sweet, all throughout her life, but also a caring person. And when I thought about the caring side of it, a kind and caring person, I think about all her bridesmaids up here. And I could, all of them that I look at, and I'll have to turn around here. So Chloe, Chloe is like our local daughter. She does everything. Hell, I mow her lawn, every once in a while. But I feel like we owe it to her because she does so much for our family. She's just a great person. Her and Michelle, I don't know how many bottles of wine they've drank, but they have a great time together. Usually I'm grilling something for them. But she has put so much work and effort into this wedding for Kylie just because of their relationship and how close they are. So we love you, Chloe. We appreciate all you do. Brianna, I haven't gotten to know Brianna real well, but I know a lot about her through Kylie. And that's, Kylie mentioned it, you have a tough experience when you work for a company that Kylie did, went through some adversity. But Brianna is one of the best things, obviously, in her life that's come out of that tough experience working at Aldi, because I know they'll be lifelong friends. And I know Rachel is another one that's here from Aldi, so tough experience, but just a great friendship. Lexi, I coached Lexi in basketball in 6th grade. I knew exactly what was going on in Lexi's head when she was playing a game, and I was afraid she might hurt somebody on the opposing team because she was so mad, but you could read her body language. But her and Kylie have just been friends forever. She's a wonderful person. We love her family, and just so thankful that you're at the wedding. Dharma, I haven't gotten to know you as well, but I do know you through Kyle, and he says such glowing things about his sister, which to me means 100%. But beautiful inside and out, but just a great person. I know Kylie just says how sweet you are, so thank you for being in the wedding. Dylan is my niece. Like Kylie said, she got married a couple years ago, but just their friendship, their relationship together, just, I can remember her mostly stories when she's stuck on a canoe over down in Arrowhead Park. But her and Kylie, even though life goes on. She gets married to Christian. They have a beautiful family, now a baby. They're still just so close. It's like time doesn't pass. So it's just wonderful that you were able to be in the wedding. And Delaney, what can you say about Delaney? Like she said that they competed against each other so hard, but then when it came down to it, as soon as that competition was over, those two would do anything together just because of their great friendship. She's a wonderful person, was a great athlete, but just a better person overall. Did I forget anybody? Matt used to run around with me to volleyball tournaments. That's what I remember. I don't think he gave a shit about the volleyball tournament, but he would just hang out with me and we would just joke and laugh and comment on what I'm seeing in the tournament. So, but just a great guy. He and Kylie, they take vacations together. If you see them together, all they're usually doing is laughing. But he's just a fantastic guy, and their friendship just means the world to us. So that's caring. I know I got to wrap it up here. I'm probably going on too long, but Kylie's driven and determined. And when I think about that, I think about her as an athlete and how that's carried forward into her work life. Coach Wettengale is here. I think Coach Lance is here, a couple of her coaches. And what I remember most about Kylie competing is something that Coach Wettengale said. And obviously I'm proud of that as her father. But when she competed, I remember Coach Wettengale said, the thing I noticed about Kylie playing volleyball, which he knew would carry on to basketball, was if she's on your team, you always have a chance. And that about made me cry when I read that, but that's how I felt when I'd watch her. Because that girl would give you everything she had. I'm not saying she was a perfect player, but you knew you were going to get 110% from her the way she competed. And that carries forward into the way she works and her relationship with Kyle. Last couple things on Kylie. She's funny and she's humble. I mentioned some of the things. Kylie loves Kentucky Fried Chicken, but as a kid, she called it Frucky Fried Chicken, which was thank God they came out with KFC, because Kentucky Fried Chicken, the way she said it, was a little dangerous. But humble as an athlete, she had a lot of accolades that she earned, but I think all Kylie ever cared about was being a good teammate and being close with her friends. I know we got a lot of teammates here from Lindenwood who are awesome. And I think she learned at that level, whatever her role was, she was just happy to be a part of that team and help the team win. Kyle, they say when you meet somebody, your daughter meets somebody that they're looking for somebody that reminds them of their dad. And with Kyle, I don't know if it's the dark hair, if it's the olive skin, if it's the tattoos, or it's the chiseled frame, but I think Kylie nailed her doppelganger. But Kyle, since day one that I met him, he is just such an honest guy, just a great guy. The way I would describe him is he's calm, he's confident, he's patient, and the man is focused on everything that he does. I think Delaney, used the quote that you see in the garage with his gym that's set up there. What have you done to become a national championship today? That's all you got to answer. What did you do to become a national champion? There's no pressure with that at all. But that's the way this guy lives, and I think that's the way they live as a couple. But he's just, Kevin and I were talking about it. Or just commenting about them as a couple. They support each other so much. And that's what I would say about the two of them together. I love Kyle. I couldn't ask for a better person for a spouse for my daughter. But them as a couple, they're supportive of each other, they're compatible, and I have that they're connected as one. And if you see them together, I have never, as long as I've been around them, I've never seen one of them complain about the other one or just make a snide comment because they're mad at them. These two are just lockstep in sync with each other, and I think it's very admirable for a young couple, the way they just love and respect each other. So that's what I think of them. I know that's how Michelle and I feel. I know that's how Kevin and Michelle feel about them as a couple. We're just excited. And I'll just close with one thing. I wrote a poem for Kylie because I really wanted to put my versatility on display here, but I don't think Shakespeare has anything to worry about. Kylie, on April 9th, 1996, I was blessed for the second time to be a proud dad. Ever since then, the years have been and are literally the best I've had. It's with great pride I've watched you mature and grow, always beaming and admiring you more than you'll ever know. Oftentimes I tear up with the way you articulately speak, listen intently to others, and just genuinely care. I guess that's why you'll always be my little Pookie Bear. You're also sweet, kind, and appreciative of your father's love. I know I speak for Mom and Tyler too when I say you truly are a gift sent from above. Finally, I love your sense of spirit and making you laugh, which you will naturally take with you to share with your better half. So now, 28 years later, after watching you and Kyle walk down the aisle, I'll put down the mic, cry just a little, but most of all, I'll smile. Congratulations and cheers. I love you both. Thank you.